Thakura Vaishnava
Proceed to Ch.Ch. I like what Nitai Prabhu said, that he wanted to sing Gurudev's Arti song because it was morning. I like what you said, that because Prabhu was saying, telling page 50 for Samsara Dava, and then he saw you were going to Gurudev's Arti and said, you want to sing Gurudev's song? And you said, well, because it's the morning time. I think it's a very nice answer. Like because I'm alive, I'm breathing.
I wasn't being sarcastic.
No, I know you weren't being sarcastic. No, you were being sincere. That's what really touched me. Like I'm alive. Like what other thing could I want to do than sing glories of my Gurudev? I'm breathing. What else would I want to do? this is the purpose of my life. Just because it's the morning, just because I'm alive, just because I'm breathing. Like, obviously, what else would you want to do? But start the day remembering the glories of our day. So, we have completed the first 12 chapters, which are establishing the ontological foundation of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. And now we're moving to Lila. Jai Shri Gurudev ki Jai. Jai Radharani Devidasi ki Jai. All the assembled devotees ki Jai. Okay, so now we're going to move to Lila. We are starting with the Advent, the divine appearance of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we're going to hear pastime of his birth. And included in this chapter, but we won't get to it today because it's too many verses ahead, are the verses that we sing on Gaur Purnima Day. That's we traditionally sing, especially in Navadvip, we sing those verses, beginning Choda Shakta Shakte, Masha J. Falgun, Mahamantra Prabhu knows those verses. Choda Shakta Shakte, Shake, Masha J. Falgun, Purnamasir Sandhya Kale Hoile Shubhakam. Thus, in the year 1407 of the Vishakha era, AD 1486, in the month of Falgun, February, March, in the evening of the full moon day, the desired auspicious moment appeared. I like very much this comment, it's a few verses in of Srila Kaviraj Goswami, because Mahaprabhu appears during an eclipse of the moon, right? And so Srila Kaviraj Goswami has this very nice comment. When the spotless moon of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became visible, what would be the need for a moon full of black marks on its body? Considering this, Rahu, the black planet, covered the full moon. And, you know, so many things are lost in translation, but in Bengali it's very sweet. This Akalanka is referring to a moon without any spots, and then Sakalanka is referring to the moon with spots. So Akalanka Gaura Chandra. Oh right, oh wow, this is amazing. Gaura Chandra, right? You know, the moon of Gaura, right? This is a name for Mahaprabhu. So Akalanka Gaura Chandra, Sakalanka Chandra. So Mahaprabhu is the spotless golden moon, and then the ordinary moon is full of spots, you know. So what is the need of that moon? We have this moon.
Was Rahu doing some service then?
Sounds like it. But the best part is that because of this eclipse, everybody started chanting Hare Krishna, right? Because the general people following in this ritualistic way, they would only chant the names of the Lord if it was like considered like beneficial for them to do at a particular time, right? So it's considered, and an eclipse, nowadays everybody gets very excited about an eclipse and they go and find some special spot where they can get the best view, but it's actually considered very inauspicious from the Vedic perspective. And so for that reason it's prescribed to engage in Nam Sankirtan at that time, like for some protection from that influence. So because of that, people who normally would like never chant the Lord's names, they were chanting. Everybody was chanting at that time. So it's very, very auspicious, holy atmosphere when the Lord appeared. Anyway, these songs are so joyful. So maybe we'll get to them tomorrow or maybe the next day. But we have recording of Gurudev chanting these verses, so we can play that when we get there. Okay, so we're going to start from the first verse. Sa prasidao dasa vrindavanam vande Krishna dasa prabhum tata chanavatar chaitanya lila vistar karino do nityananda prabja karunadena bhushito vyaktachano budachincho vavande vyasarupino Shri Guru Gaur Gandharva Govindascha Ganaisaha Jayanti Patakascha Sarvesham Karunartino.
Sa prasidatu Chaitanya devo yasya prasadataha tal lila varnane yogya sadhya syad adamo pyayam. I wish the grace of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by whose mercy even one who is fallen can describe the pastimes of the Lord. Jaya Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Gaura Chandra Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Jaya Gadadhar Jaya Srinivas Jaya Mukunda Vasudev Jaya Haridas Jaya Damodar Sarup Jaya Murari Gupta Hey Sab Chandra Doye Tamakoy Lolupta. So all these personalities are mentioned, and then all these brilliant moons, now we have more moons here, have together dissipated the darkness of this material world. Jaya Shri Chaitanya Chandra Bhakta Chandra Gam Sabar Prem Jyotsnai Ujjvala Tribhuvam. All glories to the moons who are devotees of the principal moon, Lord Chaitanya Chandra. Their bright moonshine illuminates the entire universe. Eto kohilo granta rambe mukha banda eve kohi Chaitanya lila kramanubanda. Thus I have spoken the preface of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Now I shall describe Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes in chronological order. Pratameto sutra rupe koriye ganan pachnetaha vishtadi koribo vivaram. First, let me give a synopsis of the Lord's pastimes, then I shall describe them in detail. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Navadvipe Avatari Atta Cholishvatsar Prakata Vihari. Lord Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, adventing himself in Navadvip, was visible for 48 years. So Mahaprabhu manifested his pastimes for 48 years in this world. Not very long, not very long. But how much did he do in 48 years? So much time is not necessary, actually. I was just reading the beginning of Sermons of the Guardian of Devotion, Volume 3, yesterday. It's very nice, that first, all the chapters are nice, but I was looking at the first chapter. And Param Guru Maharaj is discussing the beginning of Bhagavatam, and he mentions, very nice, he's first he starts with this, how Parikshit Maharaj begins his inquiry to Shukadev Goswami. And actually, if you go and look in these verses in Bhagavatam, you won't find what Param Guru Maharaj is extracting. Like Srila Maharaj's insight into these verses is so deep. If you're just looking at a literal translation, you won't necessarily see that. But anyway, Param Guru Maharaj's rendering of this verse, it's like one of the first questions Parikshit Maharaj asks, is that we are utilizing our senses in this world in order to satisfy a need that is coming from an inner aspect of ourselves. We have this inner, internal, subjective need, and we're using our senses in this world, acquiring and collecting things from this world to satisfy this inner need. But actually, this is like contradictory. It's not going to work. We're taking external to try to satisfy an internal need. So what is the actual way? What is the actual best way that we can utilize our senses in order to truly satisfy our inner need? This is how Param Guru Maharaj renders his question. And he also quotes this very nice verse I like very much, Gurudev liked very much. Shotavya dini rajendra nirnam santi sahasrasa apashyatam atma tattvam viheshu griha medinam. That persons who are who are blind to atma tattva, right, to the truth of the soul, who are blind to the nature of the soul, who are blind to the fact that they are soul, that that's who they really are. They have many things to do in this world. They're very busy. It says Shotavya dini, means Shota adi. Shota referring to hearing, and adi, it means like referring to all the senses, beginning with hearing. So it means their senses have so much to do in this world. They have so many things to hear, so many things to see, so many things to taste, so many things to smell, and so on and so. They find this whole world is like such an exciting place and so many wonderful things to do, you know. Whereas the Vaishnava, they only see one thing, Krishna's seva, nothing else, you know. But ourselves, you know, we'll go out and, oh, look at this cool shop over here. Look at this cool place over here. Listen to this music over here. Oh, there's this new movie playing over here. Wow, it's like this huge, massive playground for my senses. There's so much going on. You know, like you look on the events page on events on Facebook. Oh, this is happening, that's happening. Wow, what's going on this weekend? There's so much. You know? So, but the Vaishnava, they're not seeing, that is all like a void to them. There's nothing there for them. They're only seeing one thing, you know, service to Guru Gauranga. So that verse is very, very nice. And then, what was I getting to? Oh yeah, and then following verses to that, Param Guru Maharaj quotes, is that, so like our real necessity is to become awake to the real nature of our soul. At present we're blind to the existence of our soul. So our real necessity is to come in connection with that person within. So the real question is, how is that possible? And one point that Shukadeva Goswami makes in this response is, time is not necessary. So much time is not necessary. And because Pariksha Maharaj, he only has 7 days, right? It's not like he has a whole lifetime. Oh, yeah, when I get old, then I'll think about my spiritual life, you know. Then I'll focus myself. But Pariksha Maharaj has 7 days. He only has 7 days. But Shukadeva points out, so much time is not necessary. And he mentions, there are so many trees, they're living for ages and ages of time, but what benefit do they have by living so long? There's no benefit. The only thing that is necessary is one moment of full consciousness. That is all that is needed. And he gives the example of Katvanga Maharaj, that history. He was an earthly king, and he helped the Devas in a battle that they had against the Asuras. And then afterwards, and he was very, even though he was a human, he was very powerful, and he helped them, the Devas, to conquer the Asuras, and so they won. And then they were so grateful, the Devas, and they asked Maharaj Katvanga, you know, we're indebted to you, we'll give you anything you like, ask us for any boon. But Katvanga Maharaj, he was very intelligent, sober, and he said, okay, I'll ask you, but first tell me, how much time do I have left to live in my life? Like, let me think about this. I don't want to, if I don't have much time, I don't want to waste my time by spending it in, you know, frivolous enjoyment. So how much time do I actually have left to live? And then they checked and they said, oh, actually you only have 1 moment left to live. And so he immediately left the Devas, he abandoned the Devas, and he went back to his residence, and he, full consciousness, fully surrendered to the Lord, and he was liberated because of that. So that example is sometimes given as to illustrate how one may abandon the Devas, because the Devas can't help him in that moment. They can help you if you want to enjoy in the world, and you have time and opportunity to enjoy, and they can give you what you need. But if you know you're going to die, they can't help you there. You know, they're not going to be able to help you in the afterlife. So, like also that example of that Kali worshipper who wrote Bhaja Huremana, right? That's the person who wrote Bhaja, right? Govinda Kaviraj, right?
Yeah, Govinda Das.
Govinda Das. He was a Kali worshipper. And then he was coming to the end of his life, and he was like a real devotee of Mother Kali. You know, some of them, they worship her in this very exploitative mood, but there are others who are more sincere, and they worship her with real devotion. Like Gurudev, he used to quote sometimes one poem of a Kali Bhakta saying, I just want a place in the pocket of your heart, something like that, you know, like, or what was it exactly? But it was like, the idea was, I want a place in your heart. But he had this very charming phrase, like, in the pocket of your heart. It was something like that. Gurudev used to quote it. It was actually like about Mother Kali. But Gurudev really liked it. It's very heart-touching. So anyway, Govinda Das, he was a Kali Bhakta, and then the end of his days, he prayed to her for liberation. And then she said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I can't give you that. You know, that's not in my jurisdiction. You know, you have to go to Vishnu. You have to go to Krishna for that. He can help you. But you know, I know you're a real devotee of mine. What I will do is I will give you some extension of your life, and you can use that time to you know, approach Krishna, to surrender to Krishna." And so that's what he did. But
is he an associate of Mahaprabhu? Because I think she's even said to him, "Oh, actually, he's coming down," and then that's how he links into Gaura Lila.
Govinda Das.
Yeah.
Maybe, I'm not sure.
He actually met Mahaprabhu and became
I see.
like a devotee. I don't know.
It's possible.
I don't know, maybe it was like not direct, but he might have taken.
Took shelter of Mahaprabhu's devotees,
yeah,
or like that.
Well.
Well, the fact that we're singing his song, indicates that, you know, he may be part of like the Gaudiya group. It's possible. And so also, so this incident with Khatvanga Maharaj, it illustrates that if we want to, you know, if we want something higher, the Devas cannot help us with that. And then also, it illustrates how one moment is enough. Just one moment of full consciousness, that is all that is required. So, we don't need so much time. No, so much time is not necessary. We're also told, you know, sadhu sangha, sarva sastra koi. You know this verse? Oh, you have to know this verse. Sadhu sangha, sarva sastra koi. Lava matcha sadhu sangha, sarva siddhi hoy. All the scriptures declare sadhu sangha, one can get all perfection through that. Just through lava matra, we usually say, just by a moment, but literally this word lava means something like the eighth of a second, something like that. But we usually say moment. Just through a moment's association with a sadhu, one can get everything. So we've got everything in front of us. We have everything on our plates in front of us. We just have to appreciate it, really wake up to that, you know. Okay, we'll read a little bit more. Chodashata satta shake janme pramam, chodashata panchane hoilo antardam. In the year 1407 of the Vishakha era, AD 1486, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, and in the year 1455, AD 1534, he disappeared from this world. 1534. So that means, does that mean it hasn't been exactly 500 years since Mahaprabhu left?
They say roughly, doesn't it?
Yeah, we say roughly, yeah. No, I understand that. I'm just trying to figure out the maths. 14, 6. But yeah, roughly 500. Chabishvatsar Prabhu Koilo Grihavas Nirantar Koilo Krishna Kirtan Vilas. For 24 years, Lord Chaitanya lived in the Grihastha ashram, always engaging in the pastimes of Kirtan. Chabishvatsar Ch.Ch Koriya Sanyas Ado Chabishvatsar Koilo Nilacha Levas. After 24 years, he accepted the renounced order of life, sannyas, and he resided for 24 more years at Jagannath Puri. So first 24 as a Grihastha Navadvip, second 24 based in Puri as a sannyasi. Tarmaje choy vatsar gamana gaman kabu daking kabu goda kabu vrindavam. Of these last 24 years, he spent the first 6 continually touring India, sometimes in South India, sometimes in Bengal, and sometimes in Vrindavan. Ashtadash vatsar rohilo nila chole Krishna prema namamrite basalo sakale. For the remaining 18 years, he continuously stayed in Jagannath Puri. Chanting the nectarian name of Krishna, he inundated everyone there in a flood of love of Krishna. Garhaste Prabhu Lila Adi Lila Kyam Madhyantya Lila Shesh Lila Duinam. The pastimes of his household life are known as the Adi Lila, or the original pastimes. His later pastimes are known as the Madhya Lila and Antya Lila, or the middle and final pastimes. Adi Lila Madhya Prabhu Jatek Charit Sutra Rupe Murari Gupta Kodila Gratit. All the pastimes enacted by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his Adi Lila were recorded in summary form by Murari Gupta. Prabhu Jai Shesh Lila Swarup Damodar Sutra Kori Grantilen Grante Bitar. His later pastimes, the Madhya and Antya Lilas, were recorded in the form of notes by his secretary, Sri Damodar Goswami, and thus kept within a book. So Murari Gupta mainly described the early pastimes, Sri Damodar mainly the later pastimes. Edui Janer Sutra, Dekya Shunya, Varnana Koden Vaishnav, Gramje Koniya. By seeing and hearing the notes recorded by these two great personalities, a Vaishnav, a devotee of the Lord, can know these pastimes one after another. Balya Poganda Kaishor Jovan Chani Bed, Ataiva Adikande Lila Chani Bed. In his original pastimes there are 4 divisions: Balya, Poganda, Kaishor, and Jovan. Childhood, early boyhood, later boyhood, and youth. Sarva Sadguna Purnam Tam Vande Falguna Purnimam Yasyam Shri Krishna Chaitanyo Vatirna Krishna Namabi. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the full moon evening. So you were mentioning Rahu maybe did some service, right? And Kaviraj Goswami, he's here paying his dandavats to the evening when Mahaprabhu appeared. The Vaishnavas, they see things in this type of way. They're paying their obeisance to the time, to the place, anything that has connection with the Lord and the great devotees. So I offer and we see Kaviraj Goswami, whenever he wants to say something like very significant, then he writes it in a Sanskrit verse. Normally he's writing in Bengali, but when he wants to say something like really pay attention, like this is especially, then he switches to Sanskrit. And it's like more of a formal thing. So at the very first verse of every chapter is a Sanskrit verse, kind of like summarizing the essence of the whole chapter. And then occasionally throughout the text, he'll just like compose a Sanskrit verse. So this is one. It's a pranam mantra to the evening when Mahaprabhu appeared. And this is very nice because he's saying it's a full moon evening. It wasn't a full moon. It was an eclipse, but why was it a full moon? Because Mahaprabhu appeared. It's so nice. This is so nice. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the full moon evening in the month of Falgun, an auspicious time full of auspicious symptoms, when Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu advented himself with the chanting of the holy name of Sri Krishna.
Someone could say that's really poetic, but actually it's just, he's seeing it for what it really is. It's not poetic. It is what it is. You know?
Reality, the beautiful. Falgun Purnima Sandhyai Prabhu Janmodai Se Kale Daiva Joge Chandra Grahan Hoy. On the full moon evening of the month of Falgun, when the Lord took birth, coincidentally there was also a lunar eclipse. Hari Hari Bolelo Kadashita Hoya Janmila Chaitanya Prabhu Nam Janmaya. In jubilation, everyone was chanting the holy name of the Lord, Hari, Hari. And Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then appeared after first causing the appearance of the holy name. So Nam Janmaya, he caused the name to appear, and then he appeared. And this is like the same word, I mean like the same, like, it's, you know, different grammatical structure, but basically it's the same word that's used for like the appearance of the Janmila, the birth. So birth of the Lord, but first he calls like the birth, the appearance of the name, Janmila and Janmaya. So Janma Balya Poganda Kaishar Juva Kale Hari Nam Lao Jaila Prabhonana Chole. At his birth, in his childhood, and in his early and later boyhood, as well as in his youth, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, under different pleas, induced people to chant the holy name of Hari. So this is like something consistent throughout his pastimes, that he would always find some way to get people to chant. So when even before he appeared, you know, by his arrangement, by the arrangement of Yogamaya, it was an eclipse, so everybody was chanting. And then it also gives the example that the Lord used to cry as a baby, and he would only stop crying if people would chant. And then, of course, later he started the Sankirtan movement, and then he really made people chant. Balya Bab Chole Prabhu Koden Krandan Krishna Harinam Shuni Rahoye Rodan. In his childhood, when the Lord was crying, he would stop immediately upon hearing the holy names, Krishna and Hari. Attaiva Hari Hari Bole Narigam Dekite Aise Jeba Sarva Bandhu Jam. All the friendly ladies who came to see the child would chant the holy names, Hari, Hari, as soon as the child would cry. Gaur Hari Boli Tare Hase Sarva Nari Attaiva Hoilotar Nam Gaura Hari. When all the ladies saw this fun, they enjoyed laughing and called the Lord Gaura Hari. From then on, Gaura Hari became another of his names, meaning like the golden Hari, or the golden Lord. Balya Vayas Javad Hatte Kari Dilo Poganda Vayas Javad Vivahana Koilo. His childhood lasted until the date of Hatte Kadi. And then explains, I think this is like to indicate they can, well, it says here the beginning of education, and literally it means, in the word for word telling us, chalk in the hand. So I think some type of ceremony when they put chalk, or like we might put a pen in someone's hand, like indicating now they're old enough to start studying, you know, like that. So there are many different ceremonies, and, you know, marking different times, and like they have the first grain ceremony and many things. So his childhood lasted until the date of Hatte Kadi, the beginning of his education, and his age from the end of his childhood until he married is called Poganda. Vivaha Kodila Hoilo Nabin Jovam Sarva Chalao Jailo Prabhu Nam Sankirtam. After his marriage, his youth began, and in his youth he induced everyone to chant the Lord's names anywhere and everywhere. Pogandavayase poden padan shishya gane sarvatra koden Krishna name vyakyane. During his Poganda age, he became a serious student and also taught disciples. In this way, he used to explain the holy name of Krishna everywhere. Sutra vritti panjitika krishnete tatparja shishya patita hoy prabhavascharja. When teaching a course in grammar, Vyakaram, and explaining it with notes, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught his disciples about the glories of Lord Krishna. All explanations culminated in Krishna, and his disciples would understand them very easily. Thus his influence was wonderful. So he's teaching grammar, everything means Krishna. Very simple. Krishna, 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 Krishna. Param Guru Maharaj describes this in Prema Dhammadeva Stotram very nicely. And of course, this was at a certain point when Mahaprabhu became overwhelmed with Krishna Prem and his teaching style shifted dramatically. and so, some of his students, they became disappointed, because, they'd been hoping to really learn grammar. But I really appreciate Param Guru Maharaj mentions in his composition how Mahaprabhu, he actually felt some compassion for these people. Like he couldn't give them what they wanted. It just really impresses me. How compassionate is the Lord's heart. Like he can't fulfill somebody's material desires, and he feels some sadness. Oh, I can't satisfy you. I'm unable to give you what you want. Koho Krishna Nam. Whoever he saw, he told them, chant the name of Krishna. Krishna Name Basailo Navadvipa Gram. And thus he flooded the village of Navadvip with Krishna Nam. Kishore Vayasaram Bila Sankirtan Ratradine Premenitya Sange Bhaktagam. Just prior to his youth, his Kishore age, I think that means like around 15 years, like that, he began the Sankirtan movement. Day and night he used to dance in ecstasy with his devotees. Nagare nagare brahme kirtan kodiya Vasaila Tribhuvan Prema Bhakti Diya. From village to village he used to wander in kirtan. He flooded the three worlds with this, and he distributed Prema Bhakti. Kirtan, Prem, this is Mahaprabhu's twofold program, distributing Kirtan and Prem, these two things. Especially Sankirtan and Prem. Nam Sankirtan and Krishna Prem. This was his program. Nothing else. Chabishvatsaiche Navadvipe Navadvipa Grame Laojaila Sarvaloke Krishna Prema Name. Mahaprabhu lived in the Navadvip area for 24 years. And he induced every person to chant Krishna's name and thus merge in love of Krishna. Krishna Prem Name. Lao Jaila. He caused everyone to have Krishna Prem and the name. Chabishvatsa Chila Koriya Sanyas Bhaktagan Loya Koila Nilachale Vas. For his remaining 24 years, Mahaprabhu, after accepting the renounced order of life, stayed at Jagannath Puri with his devotees. Well, I think I'm going to stop there. I feel happy with what we've heard, and we can continue. tomorrow. Jai Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki Jai. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki Jai. Nitai Prabhu, will you please lead us in Krishna Nam Sankirtan, please.
Hare Raya Nama Krishna Raya Nama
Hare Raya Nama Krishna Raya Nama
Jalavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama
Madhavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama
Govinda Madhusudhana
Gopal Govinda Rama Madhusudhana
Giri Hari Gopinath
Giri Hari Gopinath Mohan
Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita
Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita
Radhara Shiva Sadi Bhakta Jaya Rupa Sanatana Bhattara Gunata Jiva Gopala Jai Gosai Guri Charanavandhana Jaha Vaite Vinana Rapura Jai Gosai Charanavandhana Savara Jai Devidasi Guru Gauranga
Radha Giridhara ki jai, Jai Mustafa Param Sukhchai Varya Sarasma Bhakti Namacha Maharaj ki jai, Jai Mustafa Param Sukhchai Varya Sarasma Bhakti Sundar Gundi Dev Maharaj ki jai, Jai Mustafa Param Sukhchai Varya Sarasma Bhakti Rakaksi Dev Gosai Maharaj ki jai, Sri Rupanu Gurwar ki jai, Namacharya Sri Haridas Thakur ki jai, Sa Prasad Sri Nityananda Prabhu ki jai, Sa Prasad Sri Mahaprabhu ki jai, Jai Sri Radha Krishna Gopinath Shyamakunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhana ki jai, Sri Lakshmi Varahadev ki jai, Ganga Jamuna ji ki jai, Radharaj Shiva Bhaktam Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Sri Sadashiva Ganguru ji ki jai, Savarita Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Nitai Guru Premanand.
Until which verse to...
I'll check. I don't remember. Yeah, it's amazing. Page 33.